Hello friends, welcome to another action-packed installment of Deering instructional videos. I'm Hank Smith, and today we're going to talk about that most important aspect of playing the right hand. We're also going to dedicate this lesson to the memory of our dearly departed J.D. Crowe, who had one of the strongest right hands in the business. Today we're going to learn how the right hand position can be a lot like a volume/tone knob on an electric guitar. So with an electric guitar you can switch between pickups and volume and tone and get different sounds depending on how you select it. The banjo, you can do that with your right hand. There's three main vectors, we'll call them, that can affect your sound as you adjust the position of your right hand. The first one, and probably one of the more significant ones, is dynamic overall. Dynamic refers to how hard or soft you're playing, how much you dig in, how much you hold back. So a good exercise is to get a roll going, a roll of your choosing. I'm going to use a forward-reverse roll at a medium tempo, not too fast, not too slow, and then practice playing louder without speeding up, and then practice playing softer without slowing down. For example, so once you get a hold of your dynamic and how hard or soft you're playing, you can really examine exactly how much each finger is contributing to that. And you can adjust accordingly. Sometimes you need more thumb, sometimes you might lead with your middle or your index finger, depending on what's going on in the song. And you can just become more aware of how much you're digging in or how little. It can be very important in backup, taking leads, things like that. You know, a lot of times you would plug your instrument in and there's a little button on the preamp that says boost and it does the work for you, but in acoustic settings and jams and things like that, you have to dig in harder. At least that's one aspect of it, one of the vectors that we talked about, dynamic. So I would try to just practice that and see if you can figure out where your fingers are how they're behaving rather in the course of the roll, and then adjust as needed. The second factor in all of this, or vector, is your location. If I'm back by the bridge, you're going to have a sharper attack. But if I'm up by the neck, you get a softer one. I'm not playing any harder or softer with my hand, I'm just moving it. So you can practice same deal, get your roll going, and then move your hand along the track. So and then combine that with the dynamic exercise. So depending on what you're trying to achieve or what the song calls for, you can adjust your dynamic up or down according to the axis that you're playing on, going back and forth between the neck and the bridge. The third factor that we'll talk about here is the position of your hand in general. So I tend to have my fingers in a row. Alan Mundy, Bela Fleck, they do the same thing, where everything is more or less lined up. However, in remembrance of our dear J.D. Crowe, he was most famous for having the claw out here, which means thumb forward. And so a thumb forward with your fingers separated means that the notes are going to have more separation. You'll get more vibration. It's going to be a bigger sound without much effort. So this is the tone knob aspect of what we're doing with our right hand here, in that if my fingers are lined up, it sounds one way, but if I turn it, put my thumb forward, just a slight adjustment, you get that much more sound out of it. Now keep in mind, I'm not playing any harder. It's the same amount of attack. See the difference? And so now if you move your hand along the axis, you've got your dynamic control, and now you've got your position. That way, and it depends on what the song's doing. So for example, that's a lot. If you need to get up here for backup, you get a real nice, very pretty bell tone. You can keep your fingers lined up, get a softer sound. So with these three things, you can really increase or decrease the general level of what's going on with your playing without doing much in the way that's different, or not hurting yourself digging in harder, I should say. Digging in is good, especially if you need that extra punch, but not always have to do that. You can just adjust the position of your hand, move up and down between the bridge and the neck, or increase your dynamic. In other words, play a little harder if you need to. Try these things out. Try them on your favorite songs. Try them on songs that you wouldn't think would do that, or try them in different ways in jams, or if you're playing with other people, just see what kind of sound you can get out of it. Experiment, have a good time, try to combine them in different ways, and just see what happens, because I think you'll get a lot out of it. And you'll be able to really micro adjust your tone and get the sound that you need. Please enjoy. Everybody stay safe out there, and we'll see you for another one soon.